Hey, Geminis. I was going to say Libras because I was going to do Libras next, but I said, nope. Divine said Aquarius, so I'll say Aquarius. So welcome. Welcome, Geminis. Another week we go. Here we go. So this is the week of the 12th through the 18th. Cannot believe it. We have a new moon starting this week. Is it 12th through the 18th? You know, I got to check here because for some reason I think I am off. Am I off, guys? Am I off? No, I am right, 100% on. So the 12th through the 18th there, I thought the new moon was on Sunday, but it's on Monday. So for those of you that are just watching this prior to the 12th, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell because I am going to do a new moon reading. And when I do those, I do some astrology at first because we have to understand when I do my tarot, I do the divine first on the intuition, but I also mix astrology and numerology. For the fact is those energies are the same as divines, and sometimes what doesn't come in a reading, those answers come through astrology. And it's all the same energy. It's just some readings have certain things that the divine wants me to say, but then the astrology has something for a couple of weeks that he wants me to say. So, and that's partly the energies of the planets. So it's really important to mix those three. Numerology, those are important, but I think the divine is definitely number one important, but then astrology second, because these are all his energies, her energies. You know, you can say whatever you want. For those people who like to be politically correct, I call divine him. Him is energy. It has no gender. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I can't believe I'm older and it's like all this politically correct stuff. No, that goes to another channel for all that. I'm older and this is the way I do it. Whether you like it or not. All right. So this is the 12th through the 18th, guys. Other than the new moon reading, don't have any other announcements. Then that'll be coming the 12th. So subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll know when I'm on for that new moon reading. All right. So let's get started. So for those of you that are brand new, I thank you for popping in and checking out my channel. I am actually pulling 3 oracles first. These are different than the tarot cards because I know when I first got started in tarot, I was like, an oracle? What's an oracle? It's just a different type of set of cards that help give a theme, but also, too, for this first card, saying it's the Divine's card, this is the Divine's energy that is coming through that actually wants me to share with you maybe a message, maybe something you're going through, give you an answer. If you're having a struggle, maybe he'll share with you how to help you get through that struggle, that kind of a thing there. Second card is the 12th through the 18th energy. So these 2 cards together, you really want to focus in on. The third card is the future energy, and that I'm going to tell you is not just about 1 week. Like I've been telling everybody in the last week's reading, this is for a couple of months. So be prepared that whatever this future energy is, that you really, really want to pay attention to where it might be headed. Oh my gosh, there you are again. Jeez, aren't you getting tired of showing up? So for some of you also too that are new, sometimes people like to take notes, and the reason why they take notes is my tarot is more of a teaching, helping you through your journey kind of a thing. This is how to help you get through your struggles and stuff, maybe work on some of your shadow work, being some of the dark side or the things you are holding you back for your future. So you're always welcome to go back and watch it again. However, sometimes taking notes will jot something because writing things down is really good too. So the first card for the first oracle, we have the Wind Fairy, and this is the Divine's card. It's also the number 2, which brings together either balance or it separates it. So it brings something together, creates a good balance, or it separates it. Just like the sword. When we talk about the sword is two-edged. It can bring something together or separate it. The thing is about the Wind Fairy, this has a lot to do with your thoughts, your processing. It has to do a lot how you use your words. Do you have a control over your tongue, or do you have and do you analyze your processing? Do you have an intellect that you process there, that you really want to figure things out, make sure that you don't repeat old patterns, go back to old ways, go back to old habits? Are you in an intellectual process to keep moving forward? That's divine sharing with you today. And what's really interesting is that the second card out, which is this energy for the 12th through the 18th, is the cow. Now, the cow, again, is the number 2. So something in your life is trying to be split apart or brought together, and somebody might be even trying to hinder you bringing things together in balance. So pay attention this week. If there's somebody distracting or something distracting you, it's sort of like, when you are trying to get life in track and you're trying to slow down and take it easy and relax because you're exhausted, and somebody keeps coming, well, let's go do this, let's go do this. That's the distraction I'm talking about, because that distraction can actually have an opposite effect, and it can leave you drained, tired, and even more, because you have to learn to say the word no. No, no, no. For some people, why is it so hard to say no? And the other thing with the cow is about the nourishment, the abundance, okay, and also the ability to ask, and also the ability to receive. Why is that so fearful for a lot of people? I don't understand. It's just like, you know what, if you ask and you don't like the answer, okay, well, you have a choice. You can either stay or go, or you can either do it or not do it, or whatever, but you asked. So that's fear. So your life is being driven out of fear rather than love. And you're like, well, what does she mean by that? That's because when we talk about nourishment, we talk about nourishment of ourselves first. You look at this cow. The cow is eating the grass. The cow is being nourished. What is he being nourished with? So if you're so afraid to say no, that because it's a popular thing to come across, it seems like, that people have a fear to say, now, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Well, maybe they won't like me, or, you know what, I just don't want to cause any more trouble, or I don't need the hassle, or whatever. Now, what happens if you did say no? That is loving yourself enough to say, I love myself enough. I don't want to do it. I don't want to waste my time doing something, because time is precious. We can never get it back. I don't want to do it because this is not my values. This is not how I believe. This is not. So you put yourself first rather than putting somebody else first. So no is saying, I'm putting myself first this time. And then, the other thing too is you might get more abundance, because when the cow eats healthy grass, he puts out abundant, healthy milk. If it's a cow that does milk, it puts about, but if it's a meat cow, you put out rich, tasty cow meat if you eat meat. Okay. So this is a huge thing. Again, you're separating a boy. He must be talking about the word no today, because I keep hearing no, 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 no. But that's the thing, is you're going to either divide something or bring it up. The other thing too, if you say no to somebody because you love yourself first, and they're like, well, what crawled up you? It's like, okay, that was really putting me down for putting me first for the first time and saying no. Then that person needs to either be corrected, say, you know what, I've always wanted to go, I've always not wanted to go, but I've been nice all this time, and putting you first because I know you like to do it. Now, if you're in a relationship, that's a compromise thing. I'm talking about friendship or co-workers or just in general. I'm not talking, we do have to say, but that's a lot of communication in a relationship. What I'm talking about, that's communication. That's a whole different thing. I'm not even going there. I'm just saying no in general. But then you've got to learn to put your foot first. Okay. Third card out for the future. So this is going to be a theme. I have a feeling he's going to be talking about. And then we have Merlin. Again, balance. And it's the number 1. So somebody has got something at their cusp. They're in a Y in the road out there. I don't know who this is, but there is a Y in the road. And now the divine's saying, I need you to really start thinking in love for yourself first. Okay. Because with the Merlin, he's all about alchemy, justice, and balance. However, what the divine is saying right now, and the planets and the moon, because we're having a problem with balance. We are really having a problem with balance, and it's throwing us off. And it's because of our thought process. Somebody's thought process is not, I shouldn't do that, because in the old school, in my day, it meant you're crazy. But the thought process is that it might have been incorrect because of something that happened in the past. And then it became human truth to you. It's not absolute truth. It's sort of like saying, well, somebody could have been, like me. I'll give you me, for example. My brother used to say all the time, fatso, fatso. And I was little. But fatso, ugly, ugly, and then people begin to believe that, and that is worldly truth. That is not divine truth. That is not absolute truth. That is something that he had an issue with himself. Maybe, well, I do know my mom used to tell him that if he wouldn't stop eating, he'd be chubby all his life. But he was that way. And so, but the thing is that whatever broke in him over time, no, not my kitty cards. I know you wanted me to do these two. I don't know why, but okay. But the thing, it was broken in him, so he had to break it in somebody else. So he was broken down in a low vibration, so he's going to bring somebody down with him. Do you have any friends like that? Do you have any friends like that? Because here's the thing, if you start moving up and you start doing better, there is going to be somebody that is not happy about it and does not want you to move forward because they're afraid that they're going to leave you or you're going to leave them. And the reason being that that's going to happen is they need to better their life, not you bring yours down. Okay, that's why no is really important. Really, really important. First card out is Magician. Second card is Queen of Wands. We have the World. Wow, look at this. And then we have, again, the Five of Pentacles. So the Magician is saying, whatever you're doing in your life right now, because it's the number one, this is something new. This is a new energy. This is something new. You've got 3 arcanas. Boom, boom, boom. You have to pay attention to the messages here. This is definitely going to repeat patterns, or you're going to break patterns and you're going to see a whole new beautiful circle, and it'll complete it because we are getting the number 1. So we have 21, that's the number 3. You got to acknowledge, acknowledge, acknowledge. And the number 5 is all about instability. So when we have instability for somebody, it's fearful. They live in fear because it's like, oh, it's like it could be a person that has some physical ailment. However, this is a person that is going to be left behind because you're growing. Boop. And they're afraid that you're just going to leave them behind. Well, they need to step up to the plate and better their lives, or you might leave them behind. And that's just part of the life, because now you're actually, whoever this is, watching this and paying attention, you're actually going to begin to start thinking about your thought process, how you're thinking, how you're moving, how you're growing, and this is analyzing. You're going to analyze yourself. You're going to say, okay, this isn't working for me, so, okay, I need to do this. And you know why you're going to be doing it? Because the divine is saying, I need you to start processing differently. But the planets are also saying, you're off balance. You want this, but I need you to think about this. This has to come up. This is your desires. This is your integrity. This is your morals. This is your purpose. This is your calling. So we're off balance. We need to shift the balance. And the reason why we're off balance is because the planets are telling us we're in a rut. We're in a rut. And the reason why we're in a rut, because of our thought process. Again, it goes back to the Divine's card. This is the number 2. This is splitting. Either you're going to split or you're going to grow. You're going to have balance. Okay. You've got 2, 3 number 2s. You've got 2 number 1s. And you've got a number 3. So, I mean, you've got to pay attention to this. Definitely. The Queen of Wands, definitely, she's our second card next to the Magician. She actually is about communication, about figuring things out, and sometimes she doesn't stay put. There's two things about the Queen of Wands. Thank you. All right, I get it. So the Queen of Wands, I didn't want to go there first, but the Queen of Wands, there is somebody that's a really big gossiper. That gossiping is damaging. That gossiping is low vibrational. Now, this could be somebody coming to you that is that way, and it's up to you to put yourself in that thought process. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. When you do that, if you tell somebody that you're gossiping, or you don't have to say, "Hey, you're just gossiping about so-so." You don't have to do that. When they start talking about somebody to bring that low vibration in, all you have to say, I don't want to hear that anymore. I really don't. I'm really trying to focus off of, drama, all kinds of things of that nature. I'm trying to lift and change my thought process. I just would rather not hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore. And you'll be surprised. They'll stop. They'll come back again because they're so used to it. It's a habit. It is such a habit that they haven't been able to break it, but it is such a destructive habit. Not only is it habit, because, the thing is that it's sort of like when somebody hugs you. That's why I'd be careful. I used to be a hugger of everybody. But then I realized that when I hug somebody with a really negative vibration, that wears off on me. And then they go back. I'm an empath, so they go and they're really, really happy because my energies are up and high, and I'm now fighting off a negative energy. So that's the same thing with gossiping, or the word saying no, not saying no when you need to love yourself first before you put somebody else before yourself, is that you rub these energies off on you unknowingly because they're second dimensional. You can't see them, but they are there. So when that gossip comes in and you allow that to be absorbed, then you take that energy with you. So if you block that energy, whoever this is for, then you begin to nourish yourself with good, healthy habits. And those energies will begin to change around you in your aura, because I can feel auras. I can feel different people's auras. I cannot see auras, but I definitely can feel them. And it's amazing how somebody's aura will switch just depending on who they're with. It's like going into work one day and then you sit there and you see somebody really grouchy, and then they walk by you, and then they walk by you again, and before you know it, your attitude has changed a little bit. And it's very, very hard to fight that energy. All right. So be really, really mindful. This is about your thought process, who you're letting in, who you're not saying no to that you should be saying no to. All right. Woo! All right. We have the Justice card. And then we have the 9, and that's actually the number 11 and number 2 again, bringing things together. Now, this Justice card is not for the same person. There is something going on paper-wise. I don't know what it is. It could be bringing something together. This is balance again, something together or something going away. So somebody could be losing something due to some paper contract, paper action. It could be bringing something together. It could be something also sort of devastating. Somebody could be going to jail. Somebody could be, and then the lawyers are not able to get things to happen the way that they're supposed to be. But I feel this is paper. This is paper. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful. She's worked her buns off. So for this person that is actually going to sit down and begin to change their thought process from a low vibrational negative, I'm just going to say it, negative process to a positive process, learn to say no, that, you know what, I love myself. I'm going to do what I want to do first and foremost for me. And it's not selfish. This is actually a selfless, because once you get a hold on loving yourself first, then you can be selfless, because you know your boundaries, you know where your integrity is, you know where you stand as far as your boundaries and standards and things like that. But you also know who you're going to let in. Thank you, because the divine said nourishment, nourishment, nourishment. You're going to know who to let in. And when you say no, who that person's going to go away, that saves you so much time and hurt. Because if you say, no, really not interested, then that's gonna show if they're really interested in you. We can talk about dating if you want to, but if you say, no, and like, I'm sorry, but sorry guys, I don't know how many guys that start to talk to me and then they want to talk sexual. I'm like, sorry, I don't do that. I just got to know you, not even a week. I don't talk about that. I know you want to talk about that because that's what's in your brain all the time. I get it. I've studied psychology. I get it. But you know what? To be respectful to myself, no. And that will teach them also to respect you as well and know your boundaries and your standards. And with that comes a freaking bunch of rewards, not only for yourself. You're going to pat yourself on the back because that's going to eliminate the boys from the men, the girls from the women. Although, you know what, men, if you want to talk about sex, they'll be glad to talk about it. So, but for me, I'm a woman. I have morals and integrity. I have things that I do and do not do, and that's not one. If we're a couple, we'll talk about it, we'll go through it, we'll discuss it, we'll whatever. But if I'm not dating you or you want to just get to know me, you save those conversations for later. No. And no, I'm not a prude, and no, I'm not old-fashioned. I have standards and boundaries because I want to know what's good's coming to me and what is actually more destructive. I want my cow to eat good grass, good, so that the output is going to be healthy. Same with my thought process. I don't want people coming in that's got a lot of drama, a lot of things hidden. I don't want that coming in my life. I don't need it because it's destructive, it's deceitful, it's dishonest. And that's where this intelligent analysis comes in. Because you know what? The intelligent analysis comes from your intuition first. When your intuition says, don't do that, and you follow Earth, yeah, you end up with a lot of drama. Why did he do that? Why did I get myself into this? Why didn't I listen to my intuition? Why? Because you're not starting from spirit first. You're not starting from divine first. All right? Wow. So this week is about balance. Also very much about your thought process and words. I would say, because we haven't even had any swords. The only thing I got is the 9 of Swords here, which I'm really surprised, because if the divine's talking about no, there usually is a lot of truth in that. A lot of truth in that. So we're looking at a division. Somebody's in a crossroad. You have to make a decision. Make it based on a spiritual decision. Learn how to change your negative process thinking into positive. And everybody's like, well, that's just not me. Like a Cancer, like my daughter. That's just not me. That's not who I am. Well, you can teach yourself anything you want to teach yourself. You're your own saboteur, pretty much. We have the Pentacles, the Knight, or the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles has got an offering coming. Again, we've got a lot of arcana here. We've got Justice, we've got Magician, we've got the World. These are all good things, but these are also, the Magician also too is about manifesting. Manifesting. The manifesting comes from divine. I do not do anything at all ever without asking the divine first. Is this what I should do? Is this not what I should do? Where should I go with this? Do I do it or not? He'll give me the answer, yes or no. And that's the thing, is that people say, well, manifest it. Oh, I didn't even notice that. We have the Ace of Pentacles. But some people, will manifest it. Will it? Yes, you can to a point. But if you're not with the divine, then you will manifest the wrong thing. And then it doesn't last. So let the divine manifest it. Divine driven, divine intervene, divine, kind of a thing. Because look at what we have here. Yeah. Let him do the divine intervention. And I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. Ask. Ask. Again, just ask. People are like, well, I don't know how to do that. You know how to ask your mom or your dad for something, or your friend for something, or your lover for something? That's exactly how you ask. There's no special prayer, no nothing. Just say, whatever term you want to use, God, divine, I really want to buy this house. I don't know if this is the right opportunity, if it's the right time. If it is, then show me, give me some signs, whatever it is, and he will. Definitely he will show you. Because this is definitely a teaching lesson, learning lesson. Number 3 again. We've got the number 3 again. And this is a good thing because it's a choice. It's a choice to have abundance. And the divine will bring abundance to you if you walk in truth. Walk in truth. This is the number 1 again. There is so much number 1 and number 2 here. It is unbelievable. So walking in the truth. This is your opportunity to really begin to change your process, to really think in the truth. And you know what? The minute that you want to go tell a little lie or a white lie, you stop yourself and you say, nope, even a little white lie, nope, brings low energies. Brings low energies. So walk in the truth. Manifest the truth. Manifest. When you begin to manifest this stuff and stop and using the word no for yourself, this is actually going to leap you forward in abundance and in all the things that you're supposed to have. I can't hold 4 cards. But it is going to bring abundance. All right. So this has been your reading, Gemini. Things to take away with it. Start using the word no when you don't want to do something. And also, too, let me give you another hint. This is a coaching hint. If you say, I should go, then that means you're obligated and you really don't want to go. When you use the word should, or anytime, I should, that means you're feeling obligated. That's not something you want to do. Other than saying, I want to, then that's something from the heart you want to do. Just a thought. Also, don't forget balance, 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 balance. Time to restructure your thinking. Start to bring in healthy habits, healthy people, that nourishment. Think of it as feeding yourself, bringing in good food, good things, good travels. Make memories, things that you can't take away from yourself. All right. This has been a mixed message of a lot of energies, but I think for those who it's going to resonate with, this is your moment for the divine to speak to you. Just remember, this is about a division or bringing something together. This is about something desire versus your need, your integrity, your standards. Get that up and put your desires down here for a little bit while you learn and grow, because that's what this is. It's a learn and grow process. All right. Take care, Geminis, and we will see you on the new moon reading on the 12th. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, or we will see you on your next reading. Take care.